Welcome back to the Dad Diaries. Still no sponsors. Not surprised. This is episode 4. We just started a month ago. But this has marked a month of doing the Dad Diaries. And I appreciate all of you and all of your continued support. We've been growing, and the support has been amazing. And I can't wait for the day that all my day ones can see all the hard work we've put into to making this podcast huge. And yes, I mean we, because without you guys sharing, liking, subscribing, even watching the videos, this podcast wouldn't have grown. So again, I thank all of you, and I appreciate you. And without further ado, here's episode 4. Welcome back to the Dad Diaries. Still no sponsors. Not surprised. This is episode 4. We just started a month ago. But this has marked a month of doing the Dad Diaries. And I appreciate all of you and all of your continued support. We've been growing, and the support has been amazing. And I can't wait for the day that all my day ones can see all the hard work we've put into to making this podcast huge. And yes, I mean we, because without you guys sharing, liking, subscribing, even watching the videos, this podcast wouldn't have grown. So again, I thank all of you, and I appreciate you. And without further ado, here's episode 4. Welcome back to the Dad Diaries, episode 4. This is going to be an awesome episode. We got a lot to talk about, and it's going to be an ADHD filled mess, because I'm going to talk about something that's I didn't even think about talking about until my friend Emily Shields. She's the girlfriend of one of my best friends in the whole wide world, Christopher. I was in the army with him, and she asked me to talk about post army life and how it's been. For those who don't know, I was in the army for a while. I was in the army for 8 years. I did 4 years active, 4 years reserved, and I was a combat vet technically. And so I'm going to talk about that, and then we're going to go into all the dad stuff. So it's going to be definitely a different vibe than usual, but it's definitely going to be a good episode. So let's talk about post army life. I joined the army when I was 18, just turned 18. I joined it's called the delay entry program. And I had a lot of friends growing up, great friends. And I know that's random to say. Why did you just say that? But this will come into play. So all my friends were so excited. They're like, "Oh, good for you. This is awesome. This is awesome." And I joined the military. Left for basic like 2 or 3 weeks after my high school senior year. While everybody was partying, getting ready, saying their goodbyes, I just left. And joined the army. Got out of basic training. I was gone for a month. I did OSIT. It's basically a one station unit training. which means I was an infantryman. Um, and I got back, and all my friends were basically gone. Some of my friends showed up to my graduation, which was awesome, but there's nothing to come home to. So that being said, when I left for my unit, I was with the 2506 infantry. Um, that's where I met like my family, and that's where I met the closest people I've ever encountered. Like, you know how you have these people in your life and you're like, man, I would take a bullet for them, or I would I would literally die for them. I don't think a lot of you understand that meaning, because these people that I was with, Christopher, um, uh, Sam, you know, Michael, uh, just all these guys that I was with, definitely Brian, uh, all these guys I was with, uh, I would have died for. I still to this day will. Um, I would have taken a bullet to the head 30 times over to make sure that they were okay. And I don't think you understand. A lot of people don't. A lot of people say like, "Hey, I'll take a bullet for you," but nobody really means it until it happens. Like, I would literally take a bullet for them. And post military life was not good for me for the first couple years, um, because I got out not knowing what I wanted to do. But then, as soon as that happened, it was like I was going from every day spending these time with these guys, and um, like they were my family, and to nothing, because we didn't really keep in great contact like we should have. Other people got out. They had families. They went to different bases and met new people. Um, like, I went to Afghanistan with these guys. Like like we had each other's backs. And from going from that to nothing at all really, really messed me up. Um, so post military life was not good. I got For the first couple years, I got really depressed. I still have anxiety. I still have depression. Um, I've got problems with, my mental health. Um, but even then, when I was in, I still got it. I still had some problems, but it didn't matter because I had those guys with me. And post military life was, for me, it wasn't cool for the first couple years. And then I got back into my groove, started going to college, met some new friends, but for like 2 years, I had nobody. I had no one. And I know this is supposed to be a fun podcast, and this is probably not a good time to talk about it because um uh it's the beginning of the podcast, and who wants to have, you know, sad talks and depressing talks to start off the podcast, but this is some real stuff. Um I had no one, and I didn't know how to reach out because I couldn't just go hang out with them. I moved up from, Fort Campbell, Kentucky, all the way down to Texas to be with my family. And even then, my family wasn't really, they were so busy doing stuff. And it's like, I couldn't, and I was scared to reach out to anybody because I didn't want people to think lesser of me. Um, so it was really hard. But my my advice to people who are getting out: do not get out of the military without having a plan, like I did, and do not stop contact with your teammates. It hurts me almost every day knowing I'm not as close to the guys that at one point and still would die for. I talked to Chris a lot. I talked to um, Brian a lot. He was my lieutenant. He's a major now, but it really hurts me because I love those guys. And post military life was hell. Um, but then I got back into the groove. Started doing things. I found a job. I started bouncing when I first got out, before I got my disability and was able to not work anymore. Um, but I started bouncing and I found a group of people that uh, were in the military, and I kind of got that camaraderie back. It wasn't like it's not like it was. It's different. It's not as bad. It's not worse. It's not as good. It's not worse. It's just different, you know. Um, but I started getting the groove. I started having a routine because I noticed that if you leave the military, you don't have a routine like you usually do, you go crazy, you know. Um, I developed a strong support system. I I got back on my feet, and I found a great woman to help me through all of it. I got you know, people who care about me. But before the first 2 years, um, it wasn't too hot and it wasn't looking bright for me. The I couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I didn't know how to ask for help. And I developed a bunch of different problems. Um, and yeah, but the transition, it made me who I am today, because without those struggles, because in the military I didn't really struggle. Um, I I didn't really have any bills. I had my brothers. I had routine. I had a specific goal. Um, but after, I had no routine, nobody. Even though the problem is that I did have people. I just didn't know how to communicate, and it's my fault because I didn't want to feel like I was pestering them, or I it just stopped happening. But the love I felt for them never, to this day, so even right now, has not changed. Like if I saw these people, it'd just be like going, "This is like the way it was." But yeah, it got post military. It got dark for a while, and it's my fault. Um, yeah, but some advice to you guys. And like I said, this is an ADHD. I know I've repeated myself like 30 times. I get like this when I get nervous and I get anxious, like I am now. Because, but my advice to you is get out. If you do get out, have a plan set in place, a job, Don't just get out just to get out. Oh, I hate it. Don't get out just to get out. Change your job. You know, change something about you. Um, do something if you don't like it. Go to a school, but don't just get out because you're like, this is too hard. Because you're gonna get out and realize you have no qualifications. You don't have, unless you get like a trade job. You're like, I was an infantry dude. Like, I was trained to just murk people. I had no qualifications. I went to schools, but I had leadership. I had those type of qualifications, but like actual physical qualifications, I had none. It's not like I was a. It was. It's not like I was a. You know, a sheet metal worker or a crew chief or a. You know, I worked on mechanic stuff. I didn't. I was a war potato. I laid down scunion. I laid down suppressive fire for years. I learned one gun and mastered it. But have a plan. And then my second piece of advice is don't lose contact with those that you've built a great relationship with because it will bite you in the ass. It will. And it hurts me every day that I don't have great contact. Um, yeah, but I love those guys. Um, Sorry, I just went off on a ADHD like tangent, and if it doesn't make sense, I'm sorry. I kind of had diarrhea of the mouth just there. So now you know my life. But to answer Emily's question, post military life for me was hard for the first couple of years. Um, it was hard, but after once I got in the groove, I felt it was good. I liked it. Um, I felt like a new man. I felt like another chapter of my life was starting. All these opportunities that I got with like security and stuff, and like the podcast that I work for, and doing this podcast, I wouldn't be able to do it if I was still in the military. You know. Um, but yeah, I'll say this again: don't get out of the military unless you have a if you have a strong plan, and don't get out of the military if you plan on not talking to those people anymore because it's gonna hurt. Um, Also, if you're feeling if you're a veteran in need, um, you can email the Dad Diaries. Watch my videos. I mean, I'm a veteran. If it makes you feel better, dial 988. That's the suicide hotline. Um, I've had to dial it a few times. Just be transparent because I don't. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Um, and they'll help. And if you're feeling like that, and if you're feeling alone, don't, because you may think the world is a better place without you, but if you mean something to at least even one person, it's going to drastically change their lives, and it's going to more than hurt them more than anything. I mean, you're wanted by somebody. Someone in your life wants you. And if not, just know that I want you here. I may not know you, I may not interact with you, but if you're feeling like that, don't. I want you here. Too many veterans have gone that way, and it's not okay. So yeah, dial 988 or dial the crisis center, and they'll help you. Um, and go to therapy. It helps. Um, but yeah. Well, I'm glad we got the depressing stuff out of the way. I hope that answered your question, Emily. I really do. Like the post-military life, like I said, was hard for me. But once I got into the groove of things, it was great. I got way more doors open for me, um, and uh, I'm glad you asked that question because I wouldn't have talked about that at all with anybody unless you asked that question. And I actually really appreciate you for asking that question. Like truly, truly appreciate you because I needed to get that out and I needed people to know. So thank you. I really do thank you. Um, but now that the depressing stuff is done, let's talk about the Dad Diaries podcast. The Dad Diaries. Me, Dad, my diary. This week has been god awful. I got kicked out of college. What? Yeah, got kicked out of college. Uh, because the VA didn't, or not the VA, the VA did what they're supposed to do, but the college didn't hold my classes, so the VA could pay for them, and they dropped me. So I didn't really get kicked out, but they dropped all my classes, so that was cool. So now I'm super bored. Um, and they told me I had to reapply to the school. Don't know why. So that week has been good, but terrible. I mean, um, but here's what is good. Uh, Premiere does not have my wife. Premiere does not have preeclampsia. That's what I was worried about. She has just high blood pressure, and it's due to the fact that she is a black woman. And I wish, that's just there's no other way to say it. That's literally what it is. It's how it is. It's just genetics. It's genetical. Um, but we've been getting ready for the baby. We've been doing all this stuff. However, we did have our baby shower this week. Yeah. And we got a lot of great stuff. And shout out to everybody who got us stuff. Shout out to Peyton and his parents getting me the cameras I need for my car. That was fantastic. I love that. Shout out to them for doing that. They did not have to do that. I appreciate them so much for that. Um, Peyton's one of my good friends. Um, but I'm going to show you guys what I specifically got from the baby shower. And then I'm going to pack a go bag for you guys right now. And for you dads, I'm going to show you exactly what you should put in there. And we're going to go through what I got and we're going to set it up. And then that's it. That's what we're going to do. So I'm going to back up here so you all can see good old Gabe in all of his glory. Oh, all right. So that's what I got. Look at this freaking. Don't need that mommy. This is the Dad Diaries, not the Mommy Diaries. How dare they? American flag on it. Don't want to throw that. Love America. Daddy. Yes. It's a lifestyle. I am daddy. Dude, I'm doing this thing where I keep looking at this screen because I see myself and I get distracted. I'm like a squirrel, but you guys are right there. So I got this, and this thing is such a great dad backpack. Look at this. Boom, boom, and look, it is. What brand is this? It's from Amazon. I don't know what brand it is. But it's even got so it's got that padding in the back. That's really good. I think that's too close because I'm breathing like a freaking walrus because I'm moving too much as a bat. It's got this padding in the back, which is really good. And this is a pocket. Look what is in this thing. So excited. It comes with a changing mat, a giant changing mat. That folds up and it's got little pockets in it, which is cool. You can just fold that up in a little handle and a little zipper on the side, like a little like a diaper briefcase. A shout out to my mom for getting that, or somebody whoever got that. It's a great backpack. We're gonna pack that in a second. Then I got these patches. So I got girl dad, and then I got this one's a funny one. Come and take it. It's a little bottle. That's a pretty good one. An American flag. I got another one here. Oh, I showed you that girl dad one. Sorry, and that one. Don't poop on me. Kind of like the don't tread on me flag. God, guns, and diapers. And then silencer. It's a little pacifier. If you guys want to send me more patches, email me, DM me on the Instagram, DM me on TikTok, DM me, and I'll give you a P.O. box or an address to send it to. That's not mine, so none of you find me and try to murder me. I will not tell you where I live. I know all of you want me. No. I know I'm irresistible. I will not tell you where I live. Stop. Then I got this. This right here is a this is a baby I can't take freaking buckle it. This is a baby holder. You put the baby here. You put the baby here. This is so cool. This is a little pillow for the baby's head to rest on. Right here. And then if it gets too hot or raining, I don't even know what this thing does. It buckles for the little head. It's like a little shade thing. Or if I want to go cause havoc with the baby, put the baby here, put this over my face, and I can go cause havoc. Nobody knows who I am now. You don't know this is Gabriel from the Dad Diaries podcast. I'm like an outlaw. Hey, stick 'em up. Stick 'em up. This is so cool. That tastes like ass. Let's get a Coke instead. Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola. All right. Isn't that so cool? Actually, you know what? Let's put this brand is also Denny Katisk Tactical. This brand is not the bag. That's who did this. Which one should I put on this? Which one should I put on this? Let's do Come and Take It. Should I put the Come and Take It one on here? Yeah. It's a little high. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to do that one. Ugh. Oh, God, my hair. Oh, no. I hate that you saw that. I feel exposed. All right. Let's pack this baby bag. First, let's take this. Let's do the silencer. Yeah. Silencer. And then let's do Girl Dad. Let's do that one. Okay. So I'm going to tell you something cool about this bag. Okay. It's a daddy bag. For this specific bag, and this isn't a promo or anything because I don't even know the brand of this stuff. All right. I don't even know this brand. I don't know. I feel like I'm really close to this. I'm breathing like a walrus. I don't know this brand. I don't know any of this stuff. I'm going to go through it. So I got two front pockets. So I'm going to go. Let me back up here. I'm going too fast and my mind's not catching up. I'm going to go through what you dads should pack for a go bag or diaper bag, a daddy diaper bag. Okay. You don't have to do this because I'm not your boss, nor do I give you instructions because I don't have to force my instructions upon you. So you don't have to do this. If you have your own way, cool, great. If you want to comment how you do it in the comments, awesome. If you think my way's stupid, shut up. All right. So first things first. This is a diaper bag. Probably want to put diapers in it. So I'm just going to put a few diapers in this. And I'm going to put that in the main big pocket. So this is the inside. There's different pockets in here. So I'm going to put this in the main big pocket. All right. I'm going to actually put that in last because it's big. Okay. Next one. You guys don't know this, and you've never dealt with babies before. Babies stink. Their poop stinks. The diapers stink. So save yourself the trouble. Get yourself baby diaper bags. They come in they're like I forget how much they are, but they come in boxes of like 250. And they smell This one smells like lavender. Get yourself some of these so you're not stinking up places. Do yourself the courtesy. So I'm going to pack these. I'm going to put these in this pouch right here. Okay. Then the next thing you're going to need is extra pacifiers. I'm doing 2 pacifiers. I put in this little box um, just to get it, just so I could have it. Take this tag off, just so it's clean, not just run around. So I'm gonna put this in this little zipper right here. Probably a great place for it. Okay. Yeah, you're always gonna want to have, because if you drop it, I'm telling you, if your baby drops that pacifier, I don't care if not you. I shouldn't project myself. I apologize. If my baby drops a pacifier on the ground and we're outside or not at my house, that pacifier is going in the trash. I don't care. Now, if we're in somebody like a friend's house or like my parents' house, I'll keep the pacifier, obviously. But if I'm in Walmart, if I'm outside, I'm not. Now, when they're older and they drop stuff, that's fine. But if they're a newborn baby and they drop that, no, I'm not putting it in their mouth. I'm not even washing. I don't care. No, that's disgusting. I personally think that if you guys do it, no tea, no shade, that's fine. This is me. This is my preference. So I'm going to put extra ones in that bag. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put these. What are these, you ask? A towel? A blanket? No. These are for when your son or daughter projectile vomits all over your face and you could wipe it off. This is a burping towel. Throw up. So I'm gonna put 2 of these in there. I'm gonna put them in the same compartment as the I'm gonna put them in the same compartment as the pacifiers. I couldn't think of the word. Okay. Next, I'm gonna put this in. This is a swaddling blanket. Okay. I keep looking over here because I'm so good looking, I can't stop looking at myself. You're right here. I need to work on that. You guys are right there. I'm here. This is where I'm monitoring all my stuff. I need to talk to you here. This is a swaddling blanket. And I'm breathing like walrus again. So I'm going to put this in here. I'm going to put this in the back pocket, I believe. So there's a back pocket here. I'm just going to shove that in there. I just ripped it. Just ripped a hole in it. That's awesome. I've had this for maybe 24 hours. Sick. Well, things happen, we move on. So next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pack 3 outfits. Now, your baby bag's gonna change. Um, obviously the size of your diapers, what you need, um, the clothes. So I'm gonna put 3 pairs of clothes. So this is her one pair of clothes. And I'm just gonna put this uh, just in the main compartment. 2 pairs of clothes. This one's cute. It's like there's some llamas on it. There's a kangaroo. There's an elephant. Hey, there's me. Come on here. Elephant. Just kidding. I'm not that fat. And then this one's funny. Uh, made in the China. That one's funny. So I'm going to put those in there. And I'm just putting these in the main compartment just so I can grab them easily. See, just like right there, just like that. Um, Next, I'm going to put this bow in just because it's cute. And if I want to put a bow on her, I'm going to. A little bow. And just put that in the main compartment. And then next, I'm going to put this in there. This is gonna be your little bunny rabbit. This is her little bunny rabbit, and it's got her name on it. You can see it, Penelope. That is her name. But always have an extra toy because if you forget it, you could always just pull it out of the bag, like, oh hey, you forgot your toy. Got it. Woohoo! Woohoo! So, hey, I'm a freaking bunny rabbit. You can't see me. I'm Penelope's bunny rabbit. I'm gonna pop a cap in you. I'm not smart. And I've realized this from the events that just took place on this podcast. But yeah, I'm going to throw that in there. I'm going to throw that in the main compartment. Now, I'm going to throw these. I'm going to throw these diapers in there. Now, I would put a whole pack in there because I don't think you guys realize this is my first baby, but my wife's sister had babies, but my sister Audrey had a baby a year ago, and they poop nonstop. So I would put like a whole pack in there. I'm going to put them next to in this pocket right here. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm going to put those. I'm going to switch this around because we're learning this together. I'm putting these and this somewhere else. I'm going to put these diapers in this pocket. Yeah, that's where that's going to go. These diapers will go in here. This swaddle and stuff will go right here. Um, and the pacifiers will go right here. And then the clothes and the bunny rabbit. And her bow. So that's my go bag. Now, things I didn't put in it. Now, and then you'll have, well, you know what? I don't want to have to open the bag. See, we're learning. Okay, I'm not going to do that. So I don't want to have to open the bag to clean base or get a. Sorry, I'm probably not even talking in this thing. You probably can't hear me. I don't want to have to. Uh, if she throws up, I don't want to have to like open this just to grab stuff. So I'm gonna close this. Swaddles for this thing going in here. Actually, it's going in here. Swaddles in there. And this baby, these pacifiers are going to go right here in the front. Now, this to me is the coolest part. We need wipes. This has a wipe bag pocket. So, got the Huggies wipes. Literally, it just opens like this. The wipes go right there. And you can open it and get a wipe at the top. That's freaking awesome. So I've got that packed. This is packed. The thing that I haven't packed yet is the bottles. Now those will just go right here. Some of them can go right here. Or there's two little pouches on the side inside that I'm going to put them in. So that's the only other things I haven't packed. Now this is a pretty good go bag. It's simple. You know, you got everything you need in there. With that. And like I said, it's going to change. Like whenever you're going to change diaper sizes, you're going to change clothes sizes. They're not going to need a pacifier anymore. But it's good to always have it ready, especially because for me, her mother's going to be doing a lot of stuff, and she can be forgetful sometimes. So you always want to bring yours, even though she says she's going to bring hers or she thinks she brought hers. Always bring yours, just so you can have a backup, because it's going to win you points in the long run, and it's just going to prepare you even more. But yeah, that's a great start to a go bag. And then that carrier's so cool. That carrier's so cool. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, I'm so excited. Um, Today marks, I believe it is. We've got 29 days, 23 hours, and 15 minutes and 50 seconds. I've got a little timer until Penelope gets here. 29 days until my perfect child gets here, and until things get interesting, way more interesting on the podcast. And I am so pumped. I am so pumped. My cheeks are so red, and it's insane. I don't know if you guys can see, but my cheeks are on fire. And that tastes like shit. Awesome. But eventually, I'm going to give you a tour of the baby room whenever I figure out how I can just film in there. I might film on my phone and then upload it. I don't know. But we'll see. We will see. But I think that's about it, guys. This was a long episode. And again, I apologize for the very heaviness in the beginning of the podcast. It was, if it doesn't make sense and I was rambling, I apologize. I was very spaced out and kind of just letting myself talk. I kind of disassociated and just let it come out. But I appreciate all of you guys' support. I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you subscribing, liking, commenting, telling your friends, family about us. Without you guys, this podcast isn't going to grow. And you guys have been growing it. And like I said in the intro, I really appreciate it. So you guys know the email. It's in the description above in the TikTok, as in my TikTok and as well. It's in my bio, my TikTok. I can't talk. It's in my bio, my TikTok. It's in my bio in my YouTube channel. If you guys want to go follow all of that. If you guys got suggestions on what you guys want to see on the podcast, if you guys have critiques for me, if you guys want to comment, if you guys want to tell me I'm doing terribly, and if you do that, I'll come for you. Just kidding, I won't. But you guys can go on there and do that. So, yeah, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me for, 50 minutes. And next week, it'll be an update. Oh, also, before I do the outro, outro, I'm going to be posting clips of my episodes on TikTok now. My friend Darielle told me I should start doing that. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to find a way to start clipping stuff and putting it so you're going to see more clips. And then you guys are going to see more little shorts and skits that I do pretending to be manly. And I do apologize for the day late with the baby shower. I had to get ready for all that and do all that stuff. So I appreciate all of you. Please keep watching me. I love you. And until next time, I'll see you later.